This is PC747 with the nextup.net. Today's video is designed to walk you through the complete setup of your Samsung Galaxy Note 9. This video is to help people who are either new to Android or need a simple step-by-step process to setting up their device from out of the box. I hope this video will help you get from store to setup as soon as possible. Thank you for tuning in. If you have any questions on a future video or ways I can improve, please leave your comments below. Thank you, and let's get started. Let's go ahead and scroll down to display. So here is where you can adjust your display brightness. Also, you go ahead and turn on auto brightness. Some people actually like this feature, some don't. Basically what auto brightness do is it sees the light in the background and it'll adjust your brightness depending on where you're at. And it will begin to learn your patterns, so it automatically kind of get an idea pretty much the brightness you want it at. When you're outside, bright sunlight, it'll detect that and it'll flash your brightness so you're able to see the display. Same thing, as soon as you go inside, it'll dim it down a little bit. So this can come in handy. Some people don't like to have this on because it for some devices it's a little bit buggy, or it's tend to use a battery life. So some people like to have that off. Others, they love it. Again, it's especially once it learns you, learn your patterns. It comes in real handy. Again, once you step outside and you got that blinding sunlight and you get a notification, you want to check down to see what's going on. You're not having to try to cup your device and try to find some bit of shade to, just to find that brightness bar to blast it so you can see the device. It's already set and ready to go. So this would just come in handy. Blue light filter. So what blue light filter comes in is pretty much if you out reading a book at nighttime, right before bed, you can go ahead and turn that off. To reduce the eye strain at nighttime. So let's go ahead and go to font and screen zoom. Now this is where you would go if you need to adjust the screen size and the font. And why this is important, hey, look, not everyone's the same. Some people need a bigger font. This is something I will say is very handy for like someone like my grandmother. Let's say if I buy her a smartphone, if I send her this out of the box, that's one of the complaints I know she had before when I sent her Android phone is like, the font was too small. I couldn't quite see what I want to see, so it made it hard for her to enjoy the device. Well, here, this is where you can make the screen a little bit larger. You can adjust the font and, make it easier for someone who, may have issues with visibility. It makes things easier for them to see. It makes them be able to navigate through that device a little bit easier to be able to enjoy it. You also have the ability to adjust your font. If you want to change the look of that, this is where you go here. You can also download some fonts there, and it gives you a place to do that. Let's go ahead and continue on. Screen mode, you have the ability to change from adaptive, AMOLED, cinema, AMOLED photo, basic, or you can change the way you want. If you want to change how warm, how cold, or cool it is, you have advanced options. So this is where you would go to change your display. And some people have preferences. Some people like to have the colors pop a little bit more. Some like to have a little bit more neutral. They want to see more reds, or they prefer more greens or blues. This is how you would go about adjusting the device to the way you want it as far as the display. Screen resolution. Here, you can go ahead and if you want to max out that resolution, take full advantage of this display. You got this nice display here. You want to see movies and videos at the best quality. This is how you would go about doing that. Now, keep in mind that if you're on a lot of these carriers now, if you're watching a movie, it'd be Netflix or video through YouTube, they're maxing out the your display resolution to a certain level. For example, I want to say the lowest package for T-Mobile, they max you out at 720. and their max package, they max you out at 1080. So you may have to have this at the full 2960 by 1440, but you may not be getting that because your carrier may be restricting you. So to truly enjoy this, you may need to be on Wi-Fi to get the full benefit of that, unless you want a carrier or you want a plan that does not affect your screen quality as far as what you're watching. So let's go ahead and go to home screen. This is where you will be able to go here to change your layout. You see the home screen layout. You can have home and app screens. This is pretty much your standard Android layout that we've all come to enjoy and utilize over the years. But let's just say you're coming from an iPhone and you kind of want to keep that iPhone-like display. You just pretty much want the home screen only. Well, you can change that to where all your apps will be on your screen, similar to like the way the iPhone will. So that will be how you will go about doing that. And then again, this will come in handy not just for iPhone users, but if you have someone who they're new to Android and you don't really want to put them through the hassles of trying to dig through an app drawer to find apps or go through all that, you can change the layout to something more simplistic, similar to how Apple go about doing theirs. You can also change your home screen grid. Will this come in handy if you want to have more apps to display on your screen? You can go about that, or if you want less, that's how you would go about doing that. Same thing with the app screen grid for your drawer. If you have your app drawer, you can change the number of apps that are showing in your app drawer, as well as how little. And then you have the apps button. So where this is handy, how this comes out is pretty much, so if you want to have that button that you can click that takes you straight to your app drawer, that's what that's for. So if you have it, you have on the bottom where it says apps, you'll click on that and it'll bring you, open up your app drawer. Or some people, they're like, well, it's kind of redundant to have that because you got the swipe up feature. If you're someone who's like, all right, I don't really need that there, let's go ahead and save some space, that's you would go about changing that where you don't see that at all. So let's go ahead, if you're someone who wants that, can turn that right back off. All right, so let's go ahead and continue on going down. You got your app icon badges, where that comes in handy. So with this is, again, you can have your notification on your apps. You've seen this before. We actually talked about that earlier, where you have your numbers to show how many notifications you have coming on that app. For example, right here, if you got, it show you got 3 unread emails or 3 unread messages in your messaging app. That's pretty much what that is for. Continue to scroll down. You got add apps to home screen. Now, I actually like to have this off by default. But I know some people, they want it on. So pretty much what this do is when you go to the Play Store and you install an app, you either automatically put that app on your home screen, or you can keep that from doing that. Now, you can actually find this, and I talked about this in the previous video, but this may be the first time you stumbled on one of my videos. So let's just say, for example, you're on your home screen and you just want to find a way to get to that. You can press and hold on your home screen and it will bring up a menu underneath it where it shows wallpapers, themes, widget, home screen setting. If you click there, it will take you right back to where we were just at, where you can make those adjustments. So this is where you can go and say, for example, you check that on and later you say, you know what, I want to change that to where I turn that off. This is how you go about doing that. Quick open notification panel. So this is pretty much, let's say if you swipe down, you can open up the notification panel from basically your home screen. That's how you will go about that. And if you continue on, scroll down, you see portrait mode only. So if you're someone who on your home screen, no matter which way you turn your phone, you want it to be locked to portrait mode, you can have that on. Or if you're someone who like to be able to move your phone into landscape mode and have your phone pretty much resemble like a tablet on the home screen, you could turn that off, and that's how you would go about that. Hide apps. So you can actually hide certain apps. Let's say if you want to hide your whatever reason, you have an app here you just want to hide, that you would go about doing that. Easy mode. So this is another feature. I think that's more geared towards someone that's either new to Android or, again, if you got someone that's elderly, you give them a smartphone and you just want things to be simple for them. This would be perfect for them. You hit easy mode, and once you're done with that, it immediately make everything larger. The icons are larger. Your app screen, app drawer, everything is larger. And again, it's ideal for someone who is new to smartphone, elderly person, and you pretty much want to provide them a way to have a simple way, make the device simple and easy for them to use. So that you will go about doing that. And if you, again, want to turn it back off, that's how you go back to settings display, scroll down to easy mode, and turn that off. You want to turn that back to standard mode. Done. Icon frames. That's pretty much when you go in and you see right here. You can have on your home screen where it has a frame around the icon, or it won't be there. So that will be what that's for. Edge screen. If you have that on, this will allow you to access apps and contacts from the edge. You have that little gray bar right there to your right. Once you swipe over, you will have access there. And you can configure this a number of ways. You can have where the panel's always on. You can have where you have the lighting. And pretty much what that goes on with that is it lights up when you get a notification. Now, as far as configuring, that's what we can go about there. So you can set it up where you can have certain apps at certain locations. You can set a folder up there, or importantly, you can have certain apps where they open together. For example, let's say every time you want to open up your Chrome browser, you want to also have access to your Samsung browser. That way you can pull up two websites at the same time. But you can go there, click on that, and it immediately opens both of them up together in the edge display, or not, I'm sorry, in a window type thing, where you have two windows up, where you have Google Chrome and Samsung's internet. So I can go ahead and read an article from a tech site, as well as check up on some sports at the same time. LED indication. You can turn that off and on. That's pretty much where anytime you get a notification, you get an LED light that come on and off to kind of let you know that you have a notification. Status bar. When you click on that, this is where you'll be able to go and change the show, whether you want to have recent notification only show, or you want to have all your notifications. You can check this on or off, as well as you can see where it shows battery percentage right there to the left of your battery. If you're someone that find that redundant, you want to turn that off, you can. Me personally, I like to have it on to kind of get an idea of what my average battery percentage is. Continue to scroll down, screen timeout. Now by default, it will be at 15 seconds, I believe. If you're someone like, look, every 15 seconds my screen turn off, it's getting annoying, especially since I'm having to utilize my fingerprint or my biometric scan every time. I want to add more time. This is how you would go about changing that. You can change it to about 2 minutes, 5 minutes, or 10 minutes. So pretty much after 10 minutes you don't use it, it'll automatically turn off, requiring you to unlock it again. Block accidental touches. So what this do is, if you have a screen, have your phone in a bag or in a pocket, it keeps the pocket dialing from happening. So as you will see here, I can go ahead and touch things on the screen, but when I put my hand over the proximity sensor, so to simulate my phone is in a pocket, you see I'm not able to touch anything. That's where that comes in handy. And then you have screensaver. You want to have a screensaver that turn on after your phone is on for a certain period of time, you can have that. So this is PC747 from the nextup.net. Thank you again for watching my video. Please leave your comment below ways I can improve, as well as if you have anything again that you would like me to cover in future videos, leave a comment below there. Thank you again for watching. Have a good day.